Hello, I'm Nathan Judah. I'm here with Wolves reporter. It is Mr. Joe Edwards. Joe, we are here from the RCDE Stadium, Espanyol's home. Players training behind me. We've just heard from Nuno and Ruben Neves ahead of the big game tomorrow night, and both in pretty good spirits.
Yeah.
Just choking on a crisp there.
Ruben Neves, I mean, scored a screamer in the last week in this first leg, and he's looking to do another one tomorrow, and in the game after that, and the game after that. He wants to score as many screamers as he can, and nice long chat actually with Neves.
He's about 15 minutes in there, wasn't he?
About 15, 20, 20 with the translator, but
just as many as Nuno combined for everyone this season.
Yeah, so now it's good to speak to Ruben. Don't get to speak to him that often, but obviously the theme of this, it's an odd predicament being 4-0 up from the first leg, and you know it just seems like it's just like a process getting this game done and seeing the job through. But Wolves, you know, the message from Nuno and from Neves and the rest of the players is we can't take them lightly. We've got to see it through in a professional manner.
Well, look, I think Nuno, from day one since he got here, he hates complacency. And you know, yes, they are 4-0 up, but he wants to treat it as an individual game. But for a lot of the players who we will see tomorrow night, and we could see quite a few different players from the normal, regular personnel from the Premier League, it's their chance to have a proper game. They're not seeing it as 4-0 up. They'll want to see it as, I've got 90 minutes to show what I can do here.
Exactly, yeah. Get your name on the shirt, get your name in the team. And I mean, I asked Nuno whether we'll see Daniel Pedence. Obviously signed in January, yet to make his first start. And he said, well, we've got 20 players here, you could see anyone.
Yeah,
so,
so what's your back page then? Podence to start tomorrow night.
Yeah, so he, very coy on team selection, says, you know, we've still got to train him in the training behind us as we speak, and he's got to select the team. I mean, I'd imagine he's got to
have a great chance. Yeah, I mean, when you're spending that kind of money on a player, you know, we've seen bit parts of him. This is a perfect opportunity to blood someone like that, and you know, we look at the opposite side and someone like Pedro Neto, who's had to take a back seat in recent weeks after doing so well with Diogo Jota injured, and you got to think that he's probably going to play a good chunk of the game tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, that would be your inkling. I mean, you're looking at it, you're thinking probably 90% that both of those two will play. You've got a new player coming in Podence. Well, what better game to give him his first start, really? I mean, he's got European experience. He's played in the Champions League this season, so he can play in the Europa League. You know, he's cost 17 million quid. There's no question marks there. So we'll see if he's involved. Obviously, Neves. I mean, doing the press conference tonight. Traore's been speaking to some local media. Hometown boy, Traore.
Yeah.
He'll probably have a lot of his family here. So I think, you know, perhaps like some people might be saying, oh well, maybe keep Adama fresh for Sunday. I think he'll be desperate to play this one.
Campana, another one who's impressed, and he's fully part of this squad now. Nuno spoke very glowingly about him. Do you think that we might see him tomorrow night? Maybe not from the start, but to come on maybe last half an hour if everything's sewn up?
Yeah, I think we're going to see him sooner rather than later. I mean, as we say, he's not played for the 23s. He's been kind of the 19th man for Wolves over the past few weeks. I mean, there's a chance he could still be the 19th man, you know, tomorrow and not quite make the squad, because Raul Jimenez is here. The only person who's not here is Johnny Castro Otto, ankle injury at the weekend.
Yeah, what did he say about Johnny?
Basically, didn't give a time frame, but that he's going to be assessed, and hopefully it won't be very long.
Yeah.
So
didn't rule him out for Spurs, did he?
No, he didn't. It doesn't seem like it's going to be anything serious, but you know, with a predicament Wolves find themselves in 4-0 up, there was no point risking him, was there?
No, and at the back, I mean, we've talked about Max Kilman's here, Oscar Boy Rasmussen's here. Those are the kind of players who will be looking to get some minutes as well tomorrow.
Yeah, Kilman hasn't had a game in a while, and whenever he's been called upon, he's looked pretty solid and pretty confident, especially in this competition. So I'd be very surprised if Max doesn't play tomorrow night. And you know, even if Wolves do make changes, I think, you know, we saw it from Espanyol. They made 9 changes last week. They could even make 11 changes tomorrow. They've got Atletico Madrid at the weekend. They're desperate for points in La Liga still. They're still bottom of the table. So, you know, they're saying that, you know, they could be the ones to inflict an upset, and you know I think they're just saving face, really. I think they're pretty much resigned to what's going to happen. It's just Wolves have got to, you know, meet up with their end of the bargain.
Well, I'm just saying that, you know, like you say, you made 9 changes. Do you think that they're lost on Sunday? Do you think that they will completely just write this game off, or do you think they'll go for it and they'll try and put pressure on Wolves from the outlet?
It's a difficult one to guess. It really is. It really is. And Nuno was given very little away in terms of what team he's going to select.
Because we've seen this before, where Wolves are cruising, and then he comes and plays a pretty much full strength side, Nuno.
Yeah.
You know, bar maybe 1 or 2 changes,
Yeah.
and then he'll rest a few in 60 minutes, 70 minutes. Do you think that we might see? Would you be surprised to see that tomorrow night? Or do you think that it will be wholesale?
I don't think you can rule anything out. I mean, people say, no, you've got to give Raul Jimenez a rest, and I'm of that opinion as well. But equally, I wouldn't be surprised if he's leading the line again for Wolves tomorrow night.
Because a lot of people are already looking at Sunday. They've already got one eye on Sunday, and you can understand that when you're 4-0 up. I mean, it'd take a shock of epic proportions for Wolves to lose this tomorrow night, and we'll know in the first 15 to 20 minutes whether the game's dead or not.
Yeah.
1 with the team that Espanyol play, and 2 with, you know, if Wolves can go 1-0 up and get a goal early, they've got to score 6. It's not going to happen, isn't it? But look, you can understand why people are looking ahead, but Nuno says 1 game at a time.
Yeah.
We're looking tomorrow. We're looking past this training. You know, the training session was what he was looking at. So he wouldn't go past the training session. You know, so that his team is still to work out the team. You've got to think that the team's probably in his head. He's got a pretty good idea of what the team's going to be.
Oh, got to be.
But you know, maybe the players don't, and they've got to play. You know, John Ruddy's someone like against someone who will be desperate to play, because it could be his last. Well, I don't want to say it, but maybe his last game in a Wolves shirt. You never know with next season.
Every chance. John Ruddy, Max Kilman, Daniel Powdens, Pedro Neto, these are players that you think, you know, are in with a very good shout to playing. I mean, we'll see what happens in, you know, 24 hours or so. I mean, climate-wise, it's very nice here, quite nice and sunny.
Yeah.
Not a bad place at all. Plenty of Wolves fans over here.
Yeah, how many ticketed Wolves fans have we got tomorrow night?
Just over 2,000, about 2,100.
And there'll be a few more kicking around the stadium,
Yeah.
I suspect.
Yes.
Espanyol selling tickets, I believe, and there's a few people trying to get tickets by other means.
Yeah.
Look, we try and stay safe. You know, there's a lot of people who've just come to the bars, go and watch a nice tapas bar, have a little beer, and you know, just sample the atmosphere, because it's going to be banging in the city centre tomorrow.
Cervezas, Riocas, what else?
What are the alcoholic beverages?
Tequilas.
Wow. Okay.
If you really want to go for it.
Big night for you.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's as I say, it's a bit of a strange game. It could be a bit of a party atmosphere there tomorrow if Wolves can, you know, still knock a few past Espanyol, which they're definitely capable of doing. Espanyol, not to be feared, as we saw in the first game. Fingers crossed, another healthy win for Wolves.
No, we've got a tapas booking at 9:30, so we better get off.
We have.
And we've also got only 15 minutes to record before the players get into the nitty-gritty of things. So, the big game tomorrow night. Join myself and Mr. Joe Edwards for the build-up for Espanyol against Wolves at expressandstar.com.